Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved one. Okay, I don't think I've done a reading for you before, but I do so many, so I'd like to say real quick anyway. I feel, hear, see, sense, know. They talk to me, but they also show me pictures, and I call it spiritual charades. I describe the picture the best I can. They never waste a message. There's always a reason for whatever they show or say. So if it doesn't make any sense now, just keep it in mind. You'll either see it later, remember it later, or somebody else will validate it for you later and go, you know what he's talking about. This is not an exact science. Sometimes you got to stretch it outside the box a little bit. We communicate the best way we can. Okay, so, boy, he's bouncing. He's bouncing. He's excited. They've been really excited lately. I'm glad I get to talk to you, Mom. I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I did it. I'm sorry. I, and he's stuttering. Sometimes I stutter, but that was him. He's so revved up and talking fast. It's my deal. My deal. All my deal. So I asked him where he got this, and he said a friend, and he's not going to say who because it was a friend and it's not their fault. It's his fault. It's his fault for doing what he did. He's taking the total blame. It was his choice. His choice to do this. I didn't mean to. It's not that he didn't mean to take it, do it. He did something either more than he should have or in a way that he shouldn't have. He says two things at once. I'm feeling like it's two things at once that he took or did and shouldn't have done those two things together at the same time. I overdid it. Not their fault. Mine. So he says, yes, while that person shouldn't be doing what they're doing, I shouldn't have done what I did. So this is my choice and it's on me. So I need you to let that part go as far as this other person. It wouldn't have mattered who that was. I still would have done this. Bad choices. Can't change that. I want to see you happier, but that will take time. Know that I'm with you. And I promise you 1,000%, he can hear you, he can see you. Talk to him as much as you want to. You'll start getting little signs. Now, I don't know how long he's been gone, but when you're in deep grief, it's really hard to get the signs or the feelings or whatever, which I always say makes no sense to me because that's when you need to know that they're still with you. But when you're in deep grief, it's like it puts up a wall or a bubble around you, and it's hard for them to get through to you. And once that starts easing off, then you'll start seeing more signs and stuff from him and feel him around. To me, it's backwards, but not my choice. Okay, so he says there was no pain. It was like going to sleep. he mentions a little bit of an upset stomach, but other than that, it was just going to sleep. And okay. And I'll say, they used to show me exactly all the feelings and everything when they pass, when they leave. And I've asked them not to do that anymore because some were so horrific that I just cried and cried. So we don't get deep in. I don't get deep into it too much anymore. But he's showing like he was very comfy. He says, "I need you to know that." And the pain stays here. Any pain we have anyway, no matter how we leave, stays here with the physical body. Our spirit doesn't take that with us. Excuse me. I can't promise he'll answer every question, but I always like to give you guys the opportunity to ask what you really want to know. And it is a little harder doing it this way. Anyway, enough of that. I forgot where I was going. He knew something wasn't quite right, but he didn't know to this extent. He did not know. He says, "It's okay, my choice. You have to let me have that. That's my choice. You cannot have any guilt over it because it was my choice." And he's being very soft spoken when he says that, but very adamant about it, that you don't hold any guilt for that because it's what he chose to do. He says everything we do is a choice. You choose what color house to buy, you choose what color car to buy. It's all a choice. Yeah, he's saying, sorry, they make me itch. Their energy makes me itch. I always look like I have creepy bugs. He's saying, "Hark the herald angels sing." I don't know why. I'm trying to see what he's showing me. Hang on, I don't know what he's trying to. It's kind of faint. Let me see. Okay, I've never seen this before, so I don't know how to explain it. But he's showing himself laying down, but he's showing me like standing over him. I don't know what that means unless he's one of the little nudges that I got. Maybe when he was leaving, maybe that sometimes I get little nudges and I don't know who it is. Don't think that's it. I think it's more about how did you find me? How did you happen to run across me? I don't know if you've been on my page for a while, but or how you came across me, but think about how that happened, whether it was something that he nudged, that he it's the same way I found my first medium. I was guided there. I was led there. And that was before I was even doing this work. So he's telling you that he led you to me. Yep, it doesn't mean you shouldn't go find somebody else. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not special. So now he's showing a man, but the man will not show me his face. He's bent over your son. He came to make sure that he went where he needs to go. The man has a suit on, but it's like a brown, tannish. It's different, and I don't know how to describe how it's different. Suit with a hat that kind of matches it. And the man's bent over and the hat's kind of blocking his face. I can see he's got darker hair. I feel like he's got a mustache or something. But I'm hearing that it's a grandfather. Now, I always tell people the little man next door can feel more like a grandfather than the real blood grandfather clear across the country. So this might have to be one of those where you stretch it a little bit. But it feels like a grandfather. And he said grandfather. So he showed up to collect him and make sure that he gets where he needs to go. And told him, come on, it's time to go. And I've been taught that before we come here, I don't know how much you know about any other stuff, but before we come here, we have an exit point, they call it. It might be when you're 1 day old, it might be when you're 100 years old. The timeline can waver a little bit depending on what's going on with people around you and what they're going to learn from you leaving. But it'll happen in that area. So it was his time to go. I don't think we always plan how we're going to leave. Some say we do, some say we don't. But just the general time that we're going to leave. I don't get it. I don't make the rules. There's a female way off in the distance. I don't think she's going to get close enough to let me know that she was waiting for them. I can't even tell how old she is. You know, if they're going to show up, they need to show me. She's not making herself clear enough. Here's where the angel comes in. There's almost always, every time, there's at least one beautiful angel there. And he saw that, and he saw the bright light from the angel, and he was so at peace. So peaceful. And he was fine with it. He knew everything was okay when he saw this angel. So he went with his grandfather. He wants you to know that he's safe. That he is where he needed to go. And you can talk to him as much as you want to. We can't tie a rope on him and keep him here. People think that we're holding them here by talking to them. No, you're not. They can go anywhere they want. He says, as far as his sister, I just want her to know that I love her. And he's going to tweak her ear, like tweak it. So it could feel like a really hot spot. It could feel like a pin sticking her. She could actually feel her ear being touched. It could get really warm there, depending on how strong his energy is and how close he gets. My Bob, who's in spirit, the other day, the whole side of my face was flushed and felt like it was swollen. I thought, oh my gosh, I'm getting sick. Got the thermometer out perfect. Stuck it in this ear. The alarm went off. They can literally get that hot. It's their energy. So know that if she feels that on one side, feels that ear kind of, that's him. I don't know if he's quite figured it out yet. It's like the movie Ghost, where Patrick Swayze goes in the subway and that spirit's down there teaching him how to flick the bottle cap and kick the can. That movie's more realistic than you know. We don't, so it might take him a little bit, because I feel like his passing was maybe pretty recent. I don't know that energy. Okay, he's showing like you sitting on a couch. You've got something spread out in front of you. I don't know if it's a newspaper or something you're working on, or can't really tell what it is. You see, some of the things he's shown are a little fuzzy yet. and he's sitting beside you. He's showing on the left side. Doesn't have to be the left side, but he's showing on the left side. And you feel him. It's, I don't know how you will receive the energy because everybody receives it different. But it's like if somebody walks into the room, you don't hear them, you don't see them, but you feel them, and you turn around and go, ah, there's somebody there. You feel that presence, that energy come. You'll feel that, and it could even feel like kind of like a bubble pushing on you, just on one side. And you turn your head and you look, expecting to see someone, and there's no one there. But know that that's him. When you feel that, validate him, acknowledge him, tell him you love him, and ask him to bring you more signs. Give him permission. Okay, now he's in the kitchen. He's rattling shit all over the place. He's opening cabinets. He's opening drawers. Look for the doors of the drawers to, like if you shut it, go back in, you find it open, even if it's just a little bit. Sometimes they don't, you know, make it a big deal. Stuff could be moved around in the drawers or cabinets. You could hear stuff moving around, like rattling in there, but it's usually not when you're in the same room. It's usually when you walk out of the room and then you hear it. And sometimes I'm in my dining room. Sometimes I'll hear my refrigerator door shut. There's nobody here. I love you, Mom. I'm sorry this had to happen to you. I want you to know I'm okay. He says Susie Q. But we stink at names, so it's at least a female with an S-U name, Sue, Susie, something. Excuse me. So might have to stretch that out a little bit. He feels so bright and light and calm and peaceful and loving. His energy is really, really good. Feel like his energy was good when he was here on Earth too. He was a good kid. Good kid. Says it was unexpected. He's going back to shouldn't have done it. Tell my sister I'm going to be playing with her. And he means playing like pranks. So tell her to watch for things like to be moved or to maybe feel him poke her. Yeah, he said he's trying to figure that one out. Where he can actually like poke her in the arm. That could feel like a pin sticking you. That can feel like just a hot spot all of a sudden, or a hair that you can't brush off, or a bug crawling. It depends on how she receives the energy. I don't know how old she is. Um, he's showing that she's going to wake up, and when you first wake up and you don't really have your eyes just starting to open, you're not really awake, and she's going to see him standing there. I should have listened to you, sis. Not your fault, my choice, just like Mom. It will be okay. I'm okay. Kind of perky, he said, I'm okay. He's showing little kids running around all over around him, not really with him, but right there beside him. Just a bunch of little kids just, and I don't have a clue what that means. I don't think any of you have lost that many kids. And they're happy and dancing and running around. He says, remember that fancy, slick car that I wanted? I have one now. I'm very proud of it. So I'm hearing the song Beautiful Crazy by Luke Combs, and you need to go YouTube or whatever and Google that song. And You're Crazy's beautiful to him, and he made me cry. I haven't done that for a while in a reading. He loves you very much. So no, anytime that you hear that song, not if you play it, that doesn't count, but you can be in the car or in a store and you hear that song, know that that's a sign from him, and again, acknowledge him, validate him. He loves you very much. Oh, he's pulling on my heartstrings. Hang on. All right. He's mentioning hamstring. So I don't know if you've recently heard. Crazy, she can't help but amaze me. The way song's playing. So I don't know how well that came across, but my phone plays Beautiful Crazy. That's my ringtone. Know that that wasn't by accident. So listen for that song. Google the words. Anyway, hamstring. He said hamstring. I'm very mellow this morning. Don't know if you recently hurt your ankle. Maybe he did at some point, and it was kind of a big deal. Not sure how that fits in. Sometimes they just throw words out. He said how many times, and I don't know what he means by that. It's his show. I'll just let him do whatever he thinks he needs to. He's being very slow and mellow now. He's calmed down. Well, he's showing that you'll like be walking through a store and you're going to hear somebody say his name. And that's still another sign that he's there, that he's popping in to check on you, even if it's somebody else saying his name. And you're going to hear him say, Mom, Mom. Sometimes it sounds like a muttering, so if you get a buzzing, a muttering in one ear, just sometimes they don't quite get it right on the right frequency. So if you just hear something with an M, or you might be just hearing like you feel like he's standing there, you hear Mom. Know that that is him. Again, validate him, acknowledge him. He says, it won't hurt to believe. I'm still there with you. But I can fly now. He's being cute. He's so sweet. He says, I'm going to let you know that I'm still with you. I'm going to hold your hand. So he's actually showing me like your hand, like you might be sitting on the couch or something. It doesn't matter where it's at. And you'll just feel a slight pressure on the back of your hand. You'll feel a warmth. It could feel like bugs crawling. Like I said, everybody gets the energy different. Everybody does it different. But you'll just know that that's him putting his hand on top of your hand. You can try this. I do it like when I'm walking by the river, and I'll ask Bob to hold my hand. And just hold it out there real relaxed. And eventually you'll feel a warmth, you'll feel a pressure. Sometimes it actually feels like Bob's holding my hand. It just depends. This is not an exact science. So just hold your hand out gently and ask him to hold your hand. And I can feel him in my thumb, I can feel him across here. It's like he's got a hold of my thumb. So just try that. It may not work the first time, may not work the first 10 times. He's very, very soft and gentle now. Very sorry. He wants you to forgive him. He said, even though he knows you do. I didn't mean to embarrass you. I don't know why I did what I did. So I'm trying to get him to give me some validation. I ask him for 2 or 3 validations when I'm doing a reading, so you know for sure that that's him, and he's not coming up with any. I think he just expects you to know that that's him. And I don't like to do my whole reading doing validations because that's just a medium patting himself on the back going, look what I can do. It's not about that. He wants to talk. He says, I'm going to go for now. You're going to know that I'm around you. I promise. I love you, Mom. Mommy dearest. Allow me to help you along the way. And with that, he's leaving. Anyway, I'm sorry we don't have a lot of validations. This was a little different reading than I think I maybe ever done. I don't know what, and I don't know how to explain it. It's different than my normal reading. Anyway, much love to you, my dear. I thought he was going to say something else, but he's not. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. See you later.